Hey you guys, so today we are going to be doing a product review, a little recipe testing, and I am going to be testing out the Mrs. Jones Keto and Paleo Fudge Brownie Mix. So I did pick this up at a Big Lots, and it is a 3-pack for $9.99. And I did notice that you could also pick this up on Amazon for the same price, at least at the time of this video. However, the ones at Big Lots must be old stock with their original recipe, because they no longer seem to be using tapioca fiber. Instead, they are using chicory root fiber. So just keep that in mind. It looks like the one on Amazon is the chicory root, but if you pick it up at Big Lots, at least mine is tapioca fiber. So they're saying each mix makes 14 brownies, and each brownie is a total of 2 net carbs. So it's pretty easy to put together. Just need 2 eggs, 1/4 cup of milk of your choice, even water, and then just 1/2 cup of melted butter. So let's go ahead and get started, get into this. It comes together pretty simple. So I've got 2, everything's at room temperature. So I've got 2 eggs here, and I'm just going to mix my wet ingredients together first, so it'll just make everything come together easier. So I'm just breaking up these eggs, and then I am going to add in the butter. And I reckon you could probably also use coconut oil, melted coconut oil, or ghee if you prefer. So I'm just going to whisk this in real quick, and then I am going to add my liquid. And I like to use a mixture of 1/2 almond milk, unsweetened almond milk, and 1/2 heavy cream. So I have about 2 tablespoons of almond milk here mixed with 2 tablespoons of heavy cream. I just like using heavy cream because I find it does add a bit of a tenderness to a lot of baked goods. And heavy cream's delicious, so why not? So I'm just going to mix this up together really well, and then we are going to add in the brownie mix. Alright, so I was going to try to mix this up with just my whisk, but I'm thinking that it's going to end up being a little bit too thick of a batter. So I'm just going to switch out to this here spatula, and I'm just going to mix it together really well for about 2 minutes. And it does end up turning out to be about the thickness of a, your standard boxed brownie mix. So once you get that well incorporated, I'm just going to set it to a side while I get my pan ready. So I am using an 8-inch baking pan here, and I've already got it lined with some parchment strips, and I'm just using these clothespins to hold the strips up while I pour the brownie mix in, so that the parchment paper doesn't sink or get all mixed into the batter and be annoying. So I didn't spray the parchment paper with any type of spray. If you decide not to use parchment, I would advise to spray the pan. So I'm just going to dump this all into the pan, and then I am just going to grab an offset spatula to just spread it into all the corners and just get everything leveled out. Because it is, if you notice, it is a little bit thick, but I wouldn't say it's any thicker than just your normal everyday brownie mix. All right, so before I pop this into a 350-degree oven, I am going to remove these clothespins. And as you can see, the parchment paper just stands up on its own now. So we're going to pop it into that 350-degree oven. And the back of the box says to bake it at 30 to 35 minutes. But I'm telling you, that is way too long. If you like hockey pucks, you might want to go for that long. But I took mine out at like 27 minutes. And I think it was just a tiny bit overcooked. So I would advise to start watching it at 25 minutes. But it baked up beautifully. And it cut beautifully, but it didn't have like a fudgy, wettish texture that I was hoping for. That's what I prefer in brownies. It had more of a tender chocolate cake texture. So if you are someone who prefers cakey brownies, I think this, this will be your cup of tea. But overall, the flavor was nice. It was very delicious brownie, regardless of the fact that mine weren't necessarily fudgy. So I'm going to actually cut mine into 16 squares, so it'll be a little under 2 net carbs for each square. And what I like to do is once I get them cut, I'll let them cool completely. And then I will pop them into some Ziploc freezer bags and just store them in my freezer. And then whenever I'm craving some chocolate or something sweet, I will just pop one out and pop it into the microwave for about 10 to 15 seconds to warm it back up. And then I like to actually take a little bit of ganache. So I'll take some sugar-free chocolate and some heavy cream and just whip up a quick ganache and just pour that on the top of the brownie, and it seriously tastes like you're eating a chocolate lava cake. So if you've never tried that, I would suggest that. It's super yummy that way. Otherwise, you can always do the hot fudge sundae trick and get you some nice keto ice cream, warm a brownie up and put a scoop of that on top. Really good. So if you have not tried Mrs. Jones keto brownies before, I would definitely give this a thumbs up. It was definitely very tasty. All right, you guys, so that is it today. So I thank you guys for joining me on this product review, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.